Imagine a busy restaurant. Two strangers are sitting at separate tables, both waiting an unusually long time for a server to come take their orders. The first diner watches the staff and feels a sense of compassion. He tells himself the server is working hard, remembers his own days as a student, and waits his turn with patient optimism. The second diner is in a different state entirely. She feels victimized and intensely angry, grumbling that she is being ignored while the server walks right past her. Physically, the experience is identical. If we measured the room, the lighting, the noise, and the wait time, would be mathematically the same for both people. Curious, despite the shared reality, both diners are absolutely convinced their personal interpretation of this delay is the correct one. Our emotions are not passive reactions to the world. They act as an active, invisible filter, constructing a unique reality from the inside out. This filter was forged over millions of years of evolution to help us survive. Because survival often comes down to avoiding threats or seeking rewards, every complex human emotion is built upon two primitive foundations: fear and pleasure. It's easy to assume we are dominated by a single emotion at any given time, but the brain is capable of much higher complexity. We can experience contradictory feelings simultaneously. You might be writing a book and feel joyful about finishing a chapter, while also feeling regret over a missed appointment and anxiety about an upcoming deadline. This is because each emotion is anchored in its own unique neural network. These networks function like independent software programs, all running at the same time. The specific combination of these independent networks activating together is what creates our overall mood. From an evolutionary standpoint, there are no good or bad emotions. There is only utility and the correct emotional temperature. Even negative feelings have a purpose. In the Talmud, sages noted that jealousy of scribes breeds wisdom, recognizing that a moderate dose of envy can be a primary driver for self-improvement. Similarly, regulated anger can sharpen our thoughts and make our expressions more persuasive. It provides the strength needed to deal with a provocation, often deterring a physical confrontation before it begins. On the other hand, even positive emotions can become a liability if they are unregulated. Consider an emergency worker who feels an overwhelming wave of compassion for a victim. If that feeling is too intense, it paralyzes them. To do their job, they must regulate that compassion to a temperature that allows for action. Success doesn't come from maximizing happiness. It comes from applying the exact right dose of an emotion to match the situation you are in. This brings us back to our two diners. Their different realities are the result of their emotional default states. The amygdala, our threat detection center, processes neutral data through our default baseline. The first diner's positive default routes the server's neutral input as safe, but the second diner's negative default interprets that exact same data as a threat, triggering a defensive reaction. These default states influence the body's physical state. They directly impact heart rate, our blood pressure, and cortisol levels, changing how the body responds to the world on a biological level. We are not stuck with our current default. Because the brain is flexible, we can use reason to influence our feelings and shift our baseline. The goal is to make positive feelings the default and only deploy negativity when there is a genuine external reason for it. This requires a 40-day exercise in awareness. Every morning, you list 20 types of emotions, 10 positive and 10 negative. By naming these specific emotions daily, you force your brain to consciously recognize its own software. Over 40 days, this repetition strengthens the neural pathways for awareness, eventually allowing you to regulate your emotional temperature in real time. By mastering this internal balance, we gain the ability to choose exactly how we respond to the world, ensuring our perception of reality is one we've intentionally colored ourselves.